Hello and welcome back to more Phoenix Wright, Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Where in the last episode, we began the first part of what I assume is going to be the last set of trials in the game, and in turn the trilogy, and we revealed that Iris, the Iris that was on the stand, was not Iris, but it is Dahlia, whose spirit is being channeled. I don't know who's doing the channeling, but I know that it's her spirit who is being channeled. We also confirmed my theory that at least Nim's body was swung across the gap underneath the bridge, which I predicted all the way back in the first set of trials, and it's just, I can't wait to continue this. Here we go. Now then, let's continue where we left off, shall we? Well, witness?
Yes? How can I help, Mr. Judge?
Well, it seems that if we're to learn the truth, we'll need to hear your testimony.
I have no problem with that, but when you've seen what I have, sometimes the truth is better left unknown.
In any case, let's hear your testimony. Tell us about the plan that was carried out that night. Okay. The plan. Just the plan.
The whole plan began with my death. A stupid plan hatched by Morgan Fate to install her own daughter as the next master. But for it to work, Maya Fate would first have to die. The idea was for me to kill Maya and have the billion planned on Iris. The plan went wrong, but it seems to have succeeded anyway.
What? Wait a minute. Did you just say the plan was to kill Maya Fey?
Yes, you have a problem with that?
Don't give us that nonsense. There's no way that... Watch yourself, Trite. If you got a problem, solve it during cross-examination. That's one of my rules. Mr. Gordon is correct. And by the way, that's one of my rules as well. To kill Maya, could it be true? Hold, that was a million things just happened in 5 seconds. Okay. The whole plan began with, we need to take this, like, super duper slow, because there's a lot of stuff that we just figured out right there. You were executed last month, correct?
Yes, I was hanged. I wasn't exactly pleasant.
How did you manage to discuss the plan? When did you talk with Morgan Fay?
Last year she was transferred to the same detention center as me. Since I was on death row and she was my mother, it was actually pretty easy to meet with her.
I see. So that's when you discussed the plan?
Haha, are you crazy? At first that woman was planning to kill me as well, even though I'm her own daughter.
All to make Pearl Fay the master of Karain?
She's a cold, twisted woman. She thought she could finally regain her lost honor. The honor she lost when her youngest sister Missy took her place as the master. Ever since that day, she's been working on this plan.
A plan, huh? Super plan hatched by Morgan Fay to install her own daughter as the next master. Okay. Please elaborate. You're talking about Pearl Fay, is that correct?
Yes. Though at first she had high hopes of the two of us.
You and your twin sister Iris?
That's correct. Fortunately, neither of us had much spiritual power. That's why we were abandoned by her, along with our father.
Abandoned?
The only person I ever really cared about in life was myself. My sister was a nuisance, so I convinced my father to leave her with an ill-tempered.
You're You're just a monster! You're a terrible, terrible human being with no concern for anybody!
Yes, my father remarried a woman who also had a daughter. The less children you have, the more money there is to go around, right? And on top of that, my father had absolutely no interest in children in general.
How horrible.
The really horrible one was that woman, that bitter, vengeful woman. It was her stubbornness that gave birth to that child, Pearl Fay. She was born with an abundance of spiritual power. Unfortunately for her, Morgan Fay heaped all of her broken hopes and dreams onto that poor child's back. All because of her pathetic dreams of having her bloodline become the main family.
For it to work, my Fay would first have to die. Yeah. So, if this is a plan that Morgan also told Pearl about, there's no way Pearl would have ever agreed to it. Pearl would never have done something that would have caused Maya to come into any sort of harm's way. Oh, wait, no, I skipped it. Maya would have to die, but why?
For our bloodline to succeed as the main family, thus making Pearl the new master, the remaining descendants of the current master had to be taken care of.
But Pearl would never have agreed to a plan like that. She adores Maya.
How sad. You still don't get it, do you? But Pearl wanted nothing to do with it. Morgan didn't care one bit about Pearl.
Oh!
The only thing she cared about was the position of the master, that's all.
That's ridiculous.
She was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone to achieve her goal. The life of her daughter, and naturally, the life of Maya Fay as well.
How could anyone do that? You're all just terrible people! Kill Maya and have the blame pinned on Iris. Why? You were going to kill Maya?
Pearl didn't know anything about it. All she had to do was follow the instructions in the letter and channel me. Then I would have simply used your body and finished the job. In any case, I'm already dead and there's nothing any of you can do to me.
So the plan was to blame the crime of your younger twin on Sister Iris investing her temple?
She and I look absolutely identical. No one can tell us apart. If someone would have witnessed me killing Maya, naturally they would have think that Iris had done it.
So the witness in this case is the head nun, Sister Bikini.
I never would have guessed she was going to return to Hazagura Temple that night, but she wound up seeing Iris's crime anyway.
But why did you want to pin the murder on Iris in the first place? She's your twin sister, isn't she?
Twin sister? Don't make me laugh. She's nothing but a backstabber. I couldn't care less about her.
Backstabber?
You just don't understand. You never will. Anyway,
Plan went wrong. Seems to have succeeded anyway. Elaborate, please. You think the plan was a success?
you heard me. Just as that woman had hoped. Maya Fey is dead. Now the title of the master will pass on to Pearl Fey.
That's absurd. Maya is she's just trapped. Trapped inside the sacred cavern.
Really? You're as foolishly optimistic as ever, aren't you? My darling Feeny. Do you want to know the truth? Ever since we met, I've despised you. Your sniveling naivety and your pathetic faith in other people.
I just want to know one thing. What did you think of Morgan Fey's plan?
I told you already, didn't I? It was a stupid plan. It had no point, no value other than fulfilling her own greedy desires. Yes, it was certainly nothing to be proud of.
If that's how you feel, then why did you help her carry it out? Why would you do it? Why would you kill Maya?
You may not understand it being the kind and gentle soul that you are. You may not be able to appreciate why someone like me would help a woman like that.
So then tell me why.
Isn't it obvious? I'm not like that woman.
Oh yeah. And so instead of murdering someone to get into a position of power, you just do it because lol, why not? Yeah, you're so much better than her. You absolute failure of a human being.
The reason I helped her was for myself.
Personal status. So this woman, Dahlia Hawthorne, she had her own reason for wanting Maya dead? Well, the only thing I can think is that because Mia kind of creamed her over the course of 2 different cases, she's like, alright, well, I can't kill Mia because Mia's already dead, so let's her sister. Maybe? That's the best theory I got right now. Could it be that your actual goal had nothing to do with Maya Fey herself?
As I said, none of you have the power to punish me anymore. Because I'm already dead. Well, I had the same problem, you see. You can't punish the dead, and you can't take revenge against them either.
You wanted to take revenge on someone?
I was sentenced to die because of that woman, Mia Fey.
I somehow knew this was it.
I wanted to send her a message. It was at her hands that I suffered my first humiliation. I wanted her to feel the same pain she made me feel. Sadly, when I realized revenge was impossible, I gave up.
But the reason it was impossible was it perhaps because Mia Fey had already died?
Yes, and I realized that there's only one way to take revenge against the dead.
And how do you do that?
Even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. I wanted to take away the person that Mia Fey loved most. I wanted to kill her with my own hands. That would be the one and only way I could take revenge against Mia Fey. That was the reason I had helped out with that woman's plans.
Just for that? For that you would kill Maya? Your goal was no different than that of Morgan Fey.
As they say, the apple isn't far from the tree. What a cruel plan. Cruel, cold, and heartless.
Don't waste your time preaching to the dead. I've already told you there's not a thing you can do to me. That night, at about 9:30 p.m. I materialized into this world. I quickly pinned my hair up and put on a demon warning hood. Then I picked up the staff that was by my side and left Hazakura Temple.
So, it was at least a Nim who channeled her after all.
That ridiculous head nun never noticed a thing. She left Maya Fey at the inner temple and wobbled back, clutching in poor old back.
Well, what did you do then?
That key was easier to handle than I had hoped. I caught up with her in front of the stone lantern. Then I took out the dagger I got from the storeroom and...
So then you're saying you stabbed Maya?
It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that.
What does that mean? No clear memory?
I don't know. I think I was stabbed.
You were stabbed?
At the last minute, Maya Fey must have stabbed me, I'm sure of it.
That's not like her at all. Maya wouldn't stab a french fry with a plastic fork.
Anyway, I suddenly lost consciousness, but before I did, I scrawled her name on the lantern.
See, that makes sense.
But just as I was passing out, I wrote Maya behind my back. I hoped it would cast suspicion on her.
I can't believe she was thinking about it until the bitter end.
That's when memory temporarily stops.
It stops?
I don't have any memory of actually killing Maya Fey with my own 2 hands. My very last memory was Maya's terror-filled eyes. When I woke up after that, I was in the sacred cavern surrounded by darkness.
Interesting. You were in the sacred cavern?
It was still one of those trick locks. Somehow I've been trapped in there.
How'd you wind up in there?
I like to know that myself. Anyway, I was worried. I didn't know whether or not Maya Fey was dead, and I swore I wouldn't return to the underworld until I knew that I had killed her myself.
Forgos you one tough cookie.
I wanted to get out of there and make sure she was dead, but I couldn't do it. I couldn't get out.
The trick lock stopped you, huh?
I didn't know how to remove it.
So then you're saying you were actually confined against your will inside the sacred cavern?
Yes, I wanted to get rid of that annoying lock as soon as possible, but it wasn't easy. I kept getting interrupted while I was working on it.
Interrupted?
It was early in the morning, but someone came into the training hall.
What? Who? Could it have been Maya?
I thought the same thing, but I couldn't see.
Why not?
If someone had spotted me, I would have lost my chance to take revenge. So I made sure to hide myself well at the back of the sacred cavern.
That morning, only 2 people could have gone into the training hall. Maya and Pearls. Pearls went there to cover the hanging skull and gravy.
Still, I finally managed to remove the lock, but I was too late.
What do you mean by that?
The flies had already started to gather.
The bridge had been fixed and the police had started the investigation, correct?
Naturally, I couldn't go out, so instead, I returned to the cabin and put the lock back on myself. I realized I wouldn't get a chance to see Maya's corpse as I had hoped, but just then, Lady Luck showed up.
Lady Luck?
After the big earthquake, she showed up all by herself.
The real Iris?
She said she'd come to make sure the sacred cavern was alright. Stupid girl. I came out from the sacred cavern and got a feel for the situation. And I locked her away in my place. I finally learned exactly what had happened. It was then that I learned that the plan had actually succeeded.
What do you mean your plan had succeeded?
I had misunderstood one thing, you see. That night, the one that had summoned me, I had assumed it was Pearl Fey.
Well, of course you would assume that it was written in the instructions.
But I was wrong. The person that actually called my spirit back was Misty Fey, the picture book author.
What?
Well, that's really the only possibility, isn't it? After I lost consciousness in the garden, it was her body that was left lying there. Maya Fey. I wasn't able to kill her with my own hands after all, but even so, I made her commit the most vile sin a human can commit.
And that is?
Matricide. The sin of killing her own mother.
What am I missing?
Order in the court. What is the meaning of this?
It's true that I was the one who attacked Maya Fey, but even so, the murderer who actually snuffed out Misty Fey's life is none other than your darling little Maya.
Ridiculous. That's nonsense.
Are you sure about that? Just think about it. There's even evidence supporting these facts, isn't there?
What do you mean? What is this so-called evidence?
The fact that Maya Fey has disappeared is evidence enough, isn't it?
Huh?
The idea that she's still in the sacred cavern is just ridiculous. She wasn't able to escape from the inner temple, that much is obvious. In that case, there's only one place she could be.
Where?
Do I have to spell it out? The bottom of the Ego River, where
Ego River?
Maya Fey killed her long-lost mother. Can you imagine the guilt she must have felt when she realized that? That's why she threw herself into the Ego...
No. No. That didn't happen. That does me one of those funny jokes you're telling, right? Right? Whose phone?
Whoops. Sorry, that's my phone.
What kind of ringtone is that? It's his theme song, apparently.
Go out here. Okay, thanks.
That was the quickest phone call in history.
They just finished removing the lock from the sacred cavern.
That's great. What about Maya?
There was a woman in the cave. Was that Maya Fey? It was the accused Sister Iris.
Huh?
Don't look so surprised. I locked her in there just yesterday. I just finished telling you that.
So, what about Maya? Where is she?
There was no one else found inside the secret.
No. No, it can't be. No, they wouldn't. There's no way.
I told you tonight she's dead.
No. No, there's no way they kill her off. If there's no way in the final case of the trilogy that they would do something that ballsy. No, there's no way. Why would she have thrown herself into the river? That doesn't... Why? Maya wouldn't have... Wait a second. 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 Let me check the map again. Oh, buddy. Oh, we got her. Okay. So, the bridge doesn't exist anymore. Bridge is gone. The only place she could have jumped off the bridge, off into the river from would be from the inner temple. But to get to the river at all, you would have to go onto the bridge. But you can't go onto the bridge, which means if she jumped into the, if she jumped onto the rocks, I'm sorry, if she jumped off the ledge, she would have landed on the rocks instead of the river. And let me check the photo of Dusky Bridge. Yep, her body's not here. Her body's not in the photo. Her body is not on the rocks in this photo, which means she didn't jump. She didn't jump, so she's still alive. She's still alive, so where is she? Where would she be? If she's not in the cavern, then where? Oh! She's the one channeling her. Maya's channeling Dahlia. That's what it is. And you know what? That's so smart. That's actually such a smart thing on her part. She channeled Dahlia so that she would be able to live, right? Or maybe because she knew that someone was about to kill her, she channeled Dahlia so that she wouldn't be able to kill her. So how does that work? So she's attacked. She tries to run. She can't because the bridge is kind of Disco Inferno. She goes to try to hide in the cavern, and she decides that, well, and then she says, well, if she's trying to kill me, then I'll just channel her spirit so that she can't find me. Right? Like, that's such a smart thing to do. That's actually such a smart thing to do, Maya. That's genius. Pure unbridled genius. Because there's no way she would have just jumped off. And even if she did, we would have seen her body on the rocks.
Overcome with guilt for what she had done.
Maya Fey jumped to her death in the raging waters of the Eagle River. It can't be. It can't be because it isn't. You and your freaking coffee.
Right. Have you ever heard of this one? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth, no matter how improbable it may seem. Well, what is that supposed to be, Mr. Prosecutor God? According to this witness, Maya Fey threw herself into the Eagle River. However, is that really the truth? Remember, this woman testified earlier that the bridge was already on fire when the murder was taking place in the garden, which means if Maya had thrown herself into the river, it must have been from the inner temple side near the bridge.
That's right, that's where she jumped from.
Nope. Nope. But that's impossible. It's impossible to jump into the river from there.
What?
Don't get your pennies all twisted up, Trey. Just relax and think through the whole thing again.
I've already done the whole process, Godot. Maya couldn't have thrown herself into the Eagle River?
Well, Mr. Wright, Miss Hawthorne claims Miss Fey threw herself into the river from the inner temple side. Do you have any evidence that refutes this claim?
I do. The map. The map shows that if you try to jump off from there, you land on rocks. It's impossible to jump into the Eagle River from the inner temple side. No one knows that better than this witness.
What did you say?
11 years ago, you jumped into the very same river. Just take a look at this overhead map. As you can see, below the cliff on the inner temple side is a big rock shelf.
Oh. You're right.
She wouldn't have reached the river if she had jumped off from there. In other words, if she had jumped, we would be able to see her body in this photo. Huh.
So you finally figured it out.
You...
Order!
You're just playing with me. Maya Fey's body is at the bottom of the Eagle River. There's nowhere else you could possibly be hiding.
Miss Hawthorne, have you ever heard this one before? Once you eliminate the impossible, whatever remains must be the truth.
Yes, just a few minutes ago.
Maya Fey wasn't inside the sacred cavern. We now know that she didn't throw herself into the Eagle River.
Correct, it eliminates all the most likely possibilities.
Now, although it seems improbable, there's still one other place she could be.
What? What is this one possibility you're talking about?
That's obviously a bluff, so where's her dead body then?
Not her dead body. Finally, I think the pieces are falling into place. Normally, the living have no way to punish the dead. But I think there is a way to give Dahlia Hawthorne the ultimate punishment. Shall I tell you, Miss Hawthorne? Shall I tell you where Maya is this very instant? Maya Fey is in this very courtroom! There's only one possibility left. Namely, she's right here in this very courtroom.
What?
Maya Fey's in here? You say she's in here in my courtroom?
Dahlia Hawthorne. I seem to recall that you said I had misunderstood one thing, you see.
So what?
But I think there's one more thing you misunderstood.
What do you mean?
Tell me something. At this very moment, who is channeling Dahlia Hawthorne?
Oh, why that? That's obvious. It's Pearl Fey, that pathetic little sibling
Nope. Wrong. You're wrong. Pearl's tried, but she couldn't do it.
I never failed at channeling someone. This is the first time it's happened.
Isn't there any explanation for why you couldn't channel a spirit?
It could happen if someone else was already channeling the same spirit. Someone called me before Pearl, but
Who? Pearl's even tried again on the day after the crime, but she couldn't do it. What could that mean? I think the truth is becoming clearer to you right about now, am I correct?
ah,
It wasn't Pearls that channeled you. There was someone who called you before she could. It was Maya Fey, because she is a freaking genius. She did it so that she knew if she channeled Dahlia, then Dahlia couldn't kill her. Freaking genius. Freaking so smart. This is an easy one. Pearls couldn't do it, and Misty Fey is gone. There's only one possibility left.
Come on already, I can't stand the tension.
Dahlia Hawthorne, the person channeling you right now must be Maya Fey.
what? You mean that's when she channeled me?
All this time you thought you had been channeled by Pearls. That's why it never occurred to you that Maya's hiding place was you.
No, don't say that. You're saying that Dahlia Hawthorne, was played for a fool by that little whelp? Maya Fey killed herself, isn't it obvious?
Sorry, but no. It would have been impossible for her to jump into the Eagle River. This was the only avenue of escape open to Maya. The only way that Maya could disappear from the inner temple.
I don't believe you. A stupid little girl like that who's never been out in the real world? She could never have come up with a plan like that. Who could have ever given her such a brilliant idea?
Well, me, of course. Mia! Mia Fey. It's been a long time, Dahlia. Oh, this is awesome! The final showdown against this utter piece of shit.
So it's true, it was you.
Yes.
Huh. You're something else.
But what are you doing here?
That hair. It's Pearls', right? Tell me something, Dahlia. I want you to think back to that night one more time. You had just cornered Maya in the Inner Temple's garden, and then, in the final moments of the fight, you lost consciousness.
I was stabbed by Maya Fey.
Actually, Maya lost consciousness at the same time as you.
She did? Not terribly surprising since she was about to be killed.
When she woke up, she was in the training hall. That's when Maya decided she needed help, so she channeled me. She explained in a memo the situation she was in. She asked me what I thought she should do.
She did that? I can't believe it.
Of course, I didn't have all the details, but one thing was perfectly clear, and that was, I knew that you couldn't be allowed to wander free. Free? What do you mean? It was a race against time, so I wrote down 2 things that Maya had to do. Channel Dahlia Hawthorne as soon as possible, and lock herself in the sacred cavern until help arrived. Okay, so it wasn't Maya's genius idea, it was Mia's genius idea, but still, freaking Mia is such a genius! So it was Maya who put that lock on there.
Yes, but why did you order her to do those 2 things?
If she hadn't done it, Dahlia Hawthorne would have been channeled by someone else. By one Pearl Faye. Pearls? Yes, Pearl didn't properly understand the plan, so all she was trying to do was follow her mother Morgan Faye's instructions. If she had succeeded in channeling Dahlia Hawthorne's spirit, things would have turned out very badly, to put it mildly.
So that's how it was. Dahlia Hawthorne would have used the body of Pearl Faye to kill Maya at all costs. Yes, it certainly sounds like that was the intent all along.
How dare you? I won't forget this.
Why not just admit it, Dahlia Hawthorne? Your little plan was nothing but a big failure. Yes, another failure to add to the pile of shame, wouldn't you say?
What do you mean another?
Think about it, Dahlia. Remember all your past crimes? Not a single one of them was a success. They all ended in failure.
What? How dare you?
11 years ago. The fake kidnapping, your very first crime. You got your hands on a $2 million diamond, but after Terry Falls escaped and went to meet with Valerie Hawthorne, the truth was exposed.
Shut your mouth, that wasn't my fault. It was because of that stupid oaf of a prisoner and that weakling of a policewoman.
And then, 1 year later, you tried to kill me. Well, I'm still alive, but you wound up killing someone else. As a result, you were sentenced to death. It's one stupid move after another for you, but it's no longer funny.
You, wipe that smug, happy-go-lucky smile off your face.
And now this. You've messed up again. You let Maya Faye escape, even though she was right there in front of you.
Mia Faye, Mia Faye, Mia Faye! You spinster! I was supposed to kill Mia Faye like I swore I would. And if only you had gotten that spiky-haired jerk the guilty verdict, I wouldn't have been hanged to death.
True. But I think you finally understand, Dahlia Hawthorne. You will never defeat me. What?
What did you say?
Whether you're alive, dead, or somewhere in between, you will never defeat me. As long as I'm around, you're destined to lose for all of eternity. I remember what you said earlier in this trial. You said that there was no way we could punish you, because you were already dead.
What about it?
Then you said, even when the body dies, the spirit, the ego, it lives on forever. That's very true, Dahlia, and that's exactly the punishment you'll never be able to escape from. For all of eternity, you will have to remain as Dahlia Hawthorne, a miserable, pathetic, weak creature who can never win at anything. And for you, there is no escape from that. No hope of freedom. Since the day you were executed, the narrow bridge that once stretched out in front of you has burnt to a crisp.
You're wrong. It can't be. How could I lose to the likes of you?
It no longer matters. I don't care whether you win or lose anymore. The only thing I want is for you to come out of Maya's body right now! Oh, are we about to witness an exorcism? I think we're about to witness an exorcism. Oh! Ha ha ha! Chills down the spine.
I'm not ready to go.
That's clever, it's the shape of the Magatama.
Nick! Sis!
She's alive. Oh my god. She's alive. She may have just passed out from exhaustion, but you know what? She's still alive. Oh my god.
Now then, I assume that you are the real Iris then?
Yes. I was just rescued from the sacred cavern.
I must say you and your twin sister are indeed identical twins from what I can see. In any case, it appears that everything has finally been cleared up. Mr. Godot, what happened to Dahlia Hawthorne? If you ask me, Your Honor, it looks like she went back to the hell she came from. It seems that Misty Faye wasn't the only victim of this crime. Maya Faye, as well as the young Pearl Faye, were also victims of this wicked and selfish plan.
Yes, Your Honor.
The tragedy of Medium Valley has finally come to an end, it seems.
What a final case. This has been so awesome. Everything about this is incredible.
It would be best for everyone if no further attempt was made to channel that spirit again.
Your Honor?
Yes, what is it?
About this whole spirit medium thing. It's almost weird how comfortable you seem to be with the concept now.
Well, to be frank, my younger brother is quite judgmental. He often criticizes me for not studying hard enough. That's why I made a concerted effort to study up on the correct channeling technique.
Hey, isn't that the New Year's issue of Occult?
I've seen quite a few things in my many years on the bench, and in all that time I've finally learned this one thing. Each case is different and takes place in its own world, if you will. In order to fully understand that world, first we have to immerse ourselves in it completely, and that's where my brother and I used to differ.
Never thought of it that way.
At any rate, it's time to pass judgment in the case of Iris of Hazakura Temple.
Godot! Not the time, Godot.
You're a little too fast for that gobble, Your Honor. What do you mean by that, Mr. Godot?
This trial isn't over yet, that's what he means. What?
That's right. Remember what Miss Evil Spirit said in her testimony?
Huh? Dahlia's testimony?
I caught up with her in front of that stone lantern. It's strange, but I don't have a clear memory of what happened after that. I think I was stabbed.
Just as Dahlia Hawthorne was about to attack Maya, she was stabbed and killed by someone else.
Yes, that's right. The person that was ultimately killed was the spirit medium that channeled Dahlia. At least the name, no, Misty Faye. But who killed her? We still don't know who did it.
This isn't over?
Although someone else is found guilty, the accused is still on trial. We can't let her walk until there is evidence that proves her innocence.
No way.
But this court isn't prepared for any further testimony. The prosecution is ready to call our final witness. Our final witness? This one will clear up the whole mystery. The mystery of who killed Misty Faye. Indeed.
Is it really alright, Mr. Prosecutor?
Of course it's alright, Madam Attorney. Very well then. Who is this final witness? Isn't it obvious? There's one person who saw the whole event and will put the final dagger in this case. Someone who saw the murder take place? The very person who saw him really killed in front of her own eyes.
You mean Maya? You can't. She can't testify after what she's just been through.
We need to find the truth. The prosecution calls Maya Faye to the witness stand.
Oh boy.
Very well, but first we'll take a brief recess. We'll have to wait for Miss Faye to recover before summoning her. Once we receive the doctor's permission, we will proceed with the trial. Hey, Trudge, I've got something to say to you, so listen up.
What is it?
I don't think much of you as a lawyer. It's always the same with you. You somehow manage to just squeak by without even a faint understanding of the case. Some beautiful woman always seems to come dashing in at the last minute to save you.
You've got some nerve.
But that's not going to happen this time. This time, you're going to have to do this by yourself.
Have I not been doing this by myself?
That's enough. This court is now in recess.
February 10th, 2:56 p.m. District Court, defendant lobby number 1.
I'm truly sorry about everything.
You were
working so hard to defend me, but I was missing all day and we didn't even have a chance to talk.
She's right. When I met Iris at the training hall yesterday, they had already switched places and Iris was inside the sacred cavern.
I wanted to at least be in the defendant's box today to root you on.
Well, it wasn't your fault. You were locked up this whole time. And something more important than that, though, I have to ask you. Why did you help your sister out as much as you did?
Huh?
If you had tried to get help with the sacred cavern yesterday, you wouldn't have spent an entire day locked up there.
My sister. I felt sorry for her. She was abandoned by her mother and never got any love from her father either.
Yes, but it was the same for you too, wasn't it?
Yes, but at least I had Sister Bikini who was like a mother to me. If only Dahlia had come with me to Hazakura Temple. I I always loved her. Dahlia was always so smart, so strong, she never complained about a thing. That's why I promised her that I would help her.
Are you talking about the fake kidnapping case 11 years ago?
Yes, I wanted to be useful to her in some way. But as usual, I was too cowardly. At the last minute, I ran away. Because of that, Dahlia's stepsister Valerie ended up...
That was the case that wounded Mia so badly.
But things didn't end up there, of course. Some people suspected that my sister was involved in the murder.
Some people? You must mean...
Yes, 2 defense attorneys, Mia Fey and Diego Armando. After poisoning Mr. Armando, he was getting too close to learning the truth. Dahlia even tried to kill the person who had unknowingly hid the poison for her.
That's me. That's right. Iris, there's one more thing that I have to ask you.
Yes, what is it?
On the night of the murder, the person that cleaned up the corpse of the victim released to him, was it really you?
Yes, it was me. That night after I rang the lights out bell, I went back to my room. At around 10:30, I received a call on my cell phone.
There's a problem currently in the temple right away.
I got to on the snowmobile and headed for the inner temple, but
The path to the inner temple was cut off, right?
exactly.
Can't just leave the body here, so you gotta do this a second so you got it.
The widow weapon had been left in her body so she wouldn't bleed too much. The staff that Mrs. Glees always held.
I knew it. The actual murder weapon was the staff.
Yes, that's right. I brought the body back to Hazakura Temple on the snowmobile.
But why? Why did you alter the body?
I didn't want anyone to know about the staff, that the staff was a murder weapon. I didn't want to leave anything that would lead back to Misty Faye. So I dressed her in a robe and stabbed her with a shisto. I wiped the blood off the staff's blade and left it next to her on the ground.
Iris, just tell me one last thing. Tell me the name of the person that called your cell phone. The real killer.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I can't do that. I can't say who did it.
I see.
Defendant,
Yes?
the judge is calling you. He wants you to see you in his chambers. Ask some questions about Dahlia Hawthorne.
Alright. Well then, I'll see you later. There's something I want to tell you.
Oh, okay. Something she wants to tell me? So it's true. Iris cooperated with the real killer. Maybe even from the very beginning. Phoenix. Mia. How is Maya doing? Physically, I'm not worried. She'll recover completely. But emotionally, she's been hurt very badly by this case. I see. You don't mean... She's learned who Elise Denim really was. Yes. I went to the medical officer and talked with her. I told her everything I knew. But why? Maya is stronger than you think. I knew she could take it. All of it. What do you mean by that? I want you to figure that answer out by yourself. The trial's about to restart. The real killer. Do you know who it is yet? Iris wouldn't tell me who called her, but still, I think that just maybe, I know who it was. That night, the victim was killed in the garden of the inner temple, and the criminal wasn't there just there by accident, which means that the killer knew of Dahlia's plan from the very beginning. And one more thing, the victim was moved to the Hazakura temple side by pendulum. In other words, the criminal couldn't cross the bridge. That means they were stuck on the inner temple side for almost an entire day. Exactly, so the culprit is someone that wasn't in Hazakura temple the following day. That's as much help as I can give you. The rest of the battle is yours to win or lose. Okay, I've got it. Finally, it's almost time to bring this case to an end. What exactly did Maya see anyway? And who was it that actually killed Misty Faye? Whoever it was, I have to prove it. Me. All by myself. There's still more! There's a third part! There's gonna be a third part to this trial! Well, okay, next episode is basically has to be the finale in that case. That was such an awesome trial. That was okay. This case is so good. Okay. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for next time. We'll catch you all next time for what is presumably going to be the finale of Phoenix Wright Attorney Trials and Tribulations. Goodbye.